Hi, Tom Lydon here at the New York Stock Exchange, here with Stuart Tompkins, who's founding principal of Precidian Investments. Stuart, great seeing you.
Tom, nice to see you again.
So there's a lot going on in the space. Let's get right to the chase. Active non-transparent ETFs. What does that mean?
Okay, I'm going to take exception with non-transparent.
Okay.
You and I are going to have this continued debate.
Okay.
I think we need to re-educate the industry. You never call a mutual fund non-transparent, and
Yeah.
we're providing more information than a mutual fund.
Because you can see it every 90 days.
You see it every 90 days, but with our structure, we're actually giving perfect pricing transparency on a second-by-second basis, which is actually a significant improvement over today's IIV that most ETFs put out. How about we go with semi-transparent, actively managed?
That's great.
Perfect.
And the idea that you can price it every second,
Correct.
where you can't price a mutual fund every second.
Can't price it every second. You don't have access to it every second. This creates multiple access points throughout the day. There are no limitations. A lot simpler than your traditional mutual fund. We've eliminated share classes. And of course, there are a lot of efficiencies that ETF wrapper brings to the actively managed space.
All right, so what's the rub? Why are people looking at this?
Well, I think this is probably the biggest innovation since the advent of ETFs, because we've really got, everyone's covered all of the passive indexes, then we've gone to smart beta, but now we are taking a bite out of a very large apple. We're applying the efficiencies of an ETF wrapper to the actively managed space. So that's tens of trillions of dollars of potential movement of money from traditional mutual funds over to this new ActiveShares ETF structure.
Right, so to be fair, there are a lot of active managers out there
Correct.
that are already in the ETF space. They have their own passive or smart beta strategies. There are a lot that haven't even put their toe in the water yet because they really don't want to show or lift up the hood every day as far as what they're buying and selling, correct?
Great. Thank you. That's a perfect segue in. What we've done is we've managed to figure out how to obfuscate the portfolio holdings, so protect that IP that you're referring to, and I think that's one of the main reasons, at least in the customers and licensees we talk to, why they've never done an ETF on their strategy. They don't want to give away their IP for free. So we figured a way to obfuscate it where we're only disclosing it in the same frequency that a mutual fund will do, but give enough information to APs and market makers to allow them to make very efficient markets.
Okay, so it's an ETF, correct?
It is an ETF.
Okay, and it gets the tax efficiency of an ETF.
And that's a really good point, because to the end user, the financial advisors and their customers, this is no different than SPY. The changes that we've made really affect the professional side of the business, the APs and the trading community. Right. But it does bring the efficiencies of an ETF, so tax efficiencies, the liquidity of an exchange, unlimited entry and exit points. All of those efficiencies, we've managed to figure out how to bring to the active side of the market.
And one aspect of your technology that you're going to have to walk me through and walk everyone else through here is there is another special AP that really knows how the secret sauce is made. Is that right?
They do, but remember, and what you're referring to is the entity we call an authorized participant representative. So all we've done is taken an existing relationship that's been around for decades as the ETF industry has grown. It's a broker-dealer, it's an agent that acts on behalf of APs. So an AP will set up an account at the APR, and they'll have to do all of their creation redemption activity through the APR. APR, in addition to the pricing agent custodian, are going to be the only entities that know what that basket of securities is on a daily basis.
Okay. And all the other liquidity, transaction is the same plumbing that we've known to love over the years.
It fits seamlessly into the ETF ecosystem. That's the beauty of this product. There'll be less need for education, although there will be need because now we're bringing active strategies in, but people understand how ETFs work. This is no different.
Yeah, okay. A lot of interest so far. What are some of the companies that have signed up for this technology?
So tremendous amount of interest, and I'm going to say we've got about 25 contracts out. We've got 12 licensees. Some of the biggest names in the asset management industry, representing just south of about 14 trillion. BlackRock, Capital, Nuveen, American Century, Nationwide, Goldman Sachs Asset Management, JP Morgan Asset Management, our partners at Legg Mason. So household names with a tremendous amount of the addressable assets are already licensing our structure.
What's it going to be like a year from now?
That's a good question. How quickly people bring product to market. I think there are a number of people are ready to go. Some of our licensees would be ready to go tomorrow. Others are going to take their time and dip their toe into the water to see how the adoption is. But I think once you see the first few funds, I think it's going to open up a floodgate of other managers that recognize we missed the passive revolution. or evolution, if you call it, we're not going to miss this new ETF wrapper that gives us access to the same efficiencies that ETFs brought to everybody else.
Keep us posted. Best of luck. Great seeing you, Stuart.
Great. Tom, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.